Now, the High Court ruling that Sadiq Khan's expansion for the ULEZ scheme into outer London is lawful, and that will take place now August 29th. But the motoring organisations say that move will penalise more than 700,000 motorists.
Well, joining us now is the Conservative mayoral candidate for London, Susan Hall. First of all then, Susan, give us your reaction to this High Court ruling.
Well, obviously very, very disappointed, as will be hundreds and hundreds of thousands of Londoners, because they don't want this. They've made it clear to Sadiq Khan they don't want this, but he's ignoring everybody.
It is lawful, however. The judge basically went through all the arguments that these five councils put forward and adding that due process had been gone through in every respect.
Yes, as I say, it's very disappointing. I was there in court because I wanted to hear, because so many people are contacting us about the fact that they think it's so unfair. They don't want this expansion. One of the reasons they don't want it, the TfL's own impact assessment has said that it won't make any difference at all. So they know it's nothing but a tax grab. I asked the TfL commissioner how much they expect to make out of this in a year, and it was 200 million. So that's 200 million off the backs of hardworking Londoners and charities and businesses. So believe you me, everybody will feel the impact of this. And it's not about cleaning up.
Yeah, what would you say, though, to Sadiq Khan's argument that he's already reduced nitrogen dioxide pollution by a half in central London and a fifth in outer London, i.e. ULEZ has worked in that respect and for diesel pollution?
I would keep it in inner London. It was designed for that, where pollution levels were high. But pollution levels are not high in outer London. And as I say, his own impact assessment said it would make no difference. So this is nothing but a tax grab on Londoners.
Something that you've also said is that you believe the 2030 ban on new petrol and diesel car sales will not be possible, which directly contradicts what Michael Gove said earlier this week, when he said that target is immovable.
Well, I think if you look at what I've said I think it's unlikely. I said it's a good aim to have, but I doubt whether we'll be able to do it. But it could be that we do. I haven't said we won't. I said I think it's going to be difficult.
So if you become mayor, are you prepared to defy Number 10 on this issue then?
If I become mayor on May the 2nd, I will do what Londoners want. And what they want and are saying loud and clear is they do not want the ULEZ expansion. I would stop that on day one. I've found £50 million within the mayor's vast £21 billion budget to put into a fund so that if there's hotspots in outer London, then the councils can bid into that for money to resolve a problem that might be in a small area. But this ULEZ expansion is nothing but a tax on the poorest in our society.
But pollution just doesn't stay in one area, does it? It spreads. That's the whole issue as to why the expansion has been suggested. And certainly it's not just London. Birmingham and Oxford, of course, that the AA was pointing to look at the schemes that they've got there. So maybe we need a scheme, but not the one that's been put in place at the moment.
Well, I would say if you're going to bring in a scheme, at least leave it for a while. Cost of living is really being very, very difficult for people. People are so frightened. They do not know how they're going to pay for this. And politicians should not impose these taxes when people are suffering greatly. I think it's an absolute disgrace on behalf of this mayor. He knows nobody wants it.
Would one of the arguments be, if you're going to do it, perhaps put a lot more money into the public transport system, particularly for these outer areas, going in sort of Croydon and Bromley and so on and so forth, who say that they are, particularly starved of bus routes, for instance?
Yes, you've hit the nail on the head. It's all very well saying we want you out of your cars, which is what Sadiq Khan, he's got just a war on the motorist. He really has. It's all very well saying that, but you've got to make sure people have got alternatives. Now, if you live in inner London, I've just come from the court. You can walk to various different stations. You can hop on a bus anywhere. You absolutely can't do that in outer London. And certainly Croydon, Bexley, Bromley, etc., do not have the facilities that inner London have. No outer London borough does, but particularly down in the south, they are starved of public transport.